So for the first activity, to illustrate the graded test 120, which is part of the senior fall prevention program, I'm going to go to assessments, then I'm going to go to the graded test 120, and then I'm going to calibrate to the system. The great thing about Trazer is that the system calibrates to you, you don't calibrate to the machine. So it uses skeletal tracking, measures the length of the arm, the location of the joints, and for balance purposes, it locks onto L1 of the spine. Calibration takes 3 seconds once the activity begins. You'll see here it provides a narrative of what the individual is supposed to do, and also a video illustrating how the person performs the activity. To calibrate to the system, you simply follow the prompts on the screen. It calibrates in 3 seconds, so this is me. Everything I do is being tracked, skeletally tracked. I go back to the circle. It counts down to begin the activity in 3 seconds. And then the bumpers pop up and I begin to engage the targets. As I engage the targets on the bottom, you'll see that gray band and then the green rectangle to the left side of those gray bands. That indicates the speed in feet per second. On the top, up over here, it incorporates the time remaining in the activity, how many bumpers I've engaged in the count area, the level that I'm at, and then to the right of the level, it indicates the speed. The number in the parentheses is the speed I'm required to travel, and outside of the parentheses is the speed that I'm actually going. If I was wearing a heart rate monitor, it would do heart rate through telemetry and provide me my heart rate while I'm doing the activity. This is to allow a healthcare provider to determine if a person's moving enough to get their heart rate up to the desired target. It's very low amplitude for seniors, and you can also use assistive devices, whether it's a cane or a walker or even a wheelchair. You can assess the individual's movement patterns throughout the exercise. If you move too fast, the indicator on the bottom will turn red, as you just saw. For the graded test 120, it does not provide misses, which are down in the lower right corner, for going too slow. Those activities are restricted to the graded test 30 and the graded test 60. Once you complete the activity, it immediately provides a report. So this report, it incorporates a baseline and then the current activity. And then it does a mathematical calculation and shows you the deviation between a previous point in time and the current point in time as both the measurement and a percentage of change. It provides a stoplight report so a provider can very quickly determine if a person has improved the activity or is degraded in the activity. Items identified in the compare report include reaction time, speed, acceleration in feet per second, deceleration in feet per second, average heart rate and maximum heart rate, and the total distance traveled. On the scoreboard, it provides the points. So the points are the number of targets engaged, the level is the maximum level achieved during the exercise, the total distance an individual has traveled during that exercise, the time spent, calories burned, again heart rate is repeated, and then it provides average speed in feet per second and maximum speed in feet per second. The thing that's really critical, particularly for the aging population, is the distance traveled. If somebody has moved 300 foot during the activity, that's the length of a football field. Most seniors are like, I can't walk that far. Well, you just did, but you did it in multiple directions as well. It's just walking forward. So it's very empowering for the senior. The vector report provides movement in a graph form, red being the current period, blue being the previous period. It also identifies asymmetries in movement. So for the purposes of illustration, here the person has a 65-degree asymmetry moving to the left, 7% to the right in speed, acceleration 14% to the right, and deceleration 10% to the left. Everybody has a right or left dominance, even those that are ambidextrous. So anything between 0 and 7% is considered insignificant. Anything above 7% is considered a deviation from the norm. Once you identify the asymmetries, then you can go back into the drills or continue with the recovery protocols that are preset and get that person to become more asymmetrical and more symmetrical in movement. By doing so, the person reduces their risk of injury.